Thank you. Yeah, I'm Coilin. Thanks, Kerry. And I'm delighted to be invited to tell today. Now, I'm from Cork myself, but I'd like to tell you a story that I got from a man in Dublin. I was in a cafe in the city centre one day, reading the paper and minding my own business, when my mind was distracted by the music that was playing. First, it was harmless enough. Some say the devil's dead, the devil's dead, the devil's dead. Some say the devil's dead and buried in Killarney. I knew this from childhood, you know. More say he rose again, more say he rose again, more say he rose again, and joined the British Army. So I just kept reading my paper and took no notice of it until I came to this song. Take it down from the masked Irish traitors. It's the flag we Republicans claim, and it will never belong to Free Staters, for you've brought on it nothing but shame. Take it down from the mast. So now I knew exactly where I was on the political geography of Dublin. So after I'd finished my paper, I went and I paid, and I took a little white badge out of my pocket, a little white badge with a black shamrock on it, and I gave it to the man at the counter. And I said, "That's for you." And he says, "Thanks very much." He says, "Have we disarmed the wrong Republicans?" And so he began to tell me about himself. He had worked for many years with cars. He'd been a mechanic and he'd been repossessing cars. And this particular story he told me one time. I went down to Killarney one time to pick up a car. Joe Murray had rented it out, and the payments stopped coming, and the car didn't come back. So they said, go down to Killarney and get the car, and when you get in the car, don't touch anything, and don't stop for anybody. It's cleared. Cleared with the Garda, that is. So I got in the car, and I had a route around. As you do. And I found a .222 automatic pistol, standard MI5 issue. So I took a detour on the road back to Dublin, and I stopped at a friend's place, and we searched the car. And we found letters to the Ministry of Defence in London. And we found notebooks detailing the movements of certain people living in the vicinity of Killarney. So I took the car back to Joe Murray. They said, "Did you touch anything?" Says I, "Gear stick and steering wheel." And off I went. Well, I thought no more about it until a few days later I came home and my gaff was turned over. The sofa was ripped open, there was books and clothes lying all over the place. But by that stage, it was too late, because the gun was gone. And it gave me great pleasure to know that that gun went up north and was used against the people that owned it. Says I, "Oh, that's a very interesting story. That's not exactly how I would have handled the situation, but an interesting story, no doubt. Fortunately," says he, "I wouldn't know any other way." Thank you.